Welcome back, guys. Coach E here. Today, what I'm going to be doing is recording my first clinic presentation that I gave at several different occasions this past spring and wanted to take it and put it onto YouTube in a more condensed version. So that way, there's been a lot of coaches that weren't able to attend clinics that I presented at, and also coaches that were asking me a million questions about my presentation that I gave there. And other than if it's on Glacier Online Drive, people don't have access to it. So I thought, why not? I put all my content on YouTube for the most part anyway. So why not put out here my clinic and just talk about it again in a more condensed version? At the end of the day, this is how we do it, and this isn't everything that we do. So, but if it helps somebody, that is the goal of YouTube overall, to help others grow and learn and keep learning. And so, if I can help one person in a small way, then I'm doing what I wanted to do. So, this presentation, I talked about our spread RPOs in 8-man. So I'll go through the presentation with a few clips taken out just to make it a shorter, better video for YouTube. But so run pass option. So what's an RPO? Obviously, it's a very, very, very common term today in all levels of football. But for us, it's a called run play with a pass concept tagged to it. So it's that simple. We take our pass and we take our run and we put them together. We call the run scheme, tag the pass scheme, and that's the play. It is a modern triple option, at least three options available on every play for the quarterback to take what the defense gives us every time. And the quarterback, like I said, there has the option to take pre-snap gift at all times. I'll get into that when I show you some film. It's not a play action pass because we are calling a run scheme. As I said before, we don't have a pass protection on. If we had a pass protection, then it's a pass. If we have our run protection on, our quarterback knows if he's going to pass the ball, he has to act quickly because we are not pass protecting. We are run blocking. So the ball has to be out quick on our RPO. It is not a play action pass. Why do we run RPOs? Tough to defend, tough to prepare for. Something I always tell our guys, if we execute the defense is always wrong. And obviously that's not always the case, but we look at it as that because we carry our RPOs into each game and adjust them formationally to fit what we think is going to be the best game plan to attack whatever defense it is we're seeing. So we have answers for every defense. It's adaptable to any defense, is kind of what I was just saying there. Unpredictable and safe because we can call the same play many different times and it might look different every time. But it's safe because we know the rules behind it, and lastly, it fits our guys. We don't have a lot of big guys. We have a ton of skill guys. We have a ton of, 5'11", 6 foot, 170 to 150 to 170 pound type kids. Really, really, really good basketball players. Really great basketball program that we have here. And good kids overall that work hard. Just like I said, it fits our personnel more. We have more athletic type guys. So by using an RPO type offense, we get the ball to our athletes in space and different places to attack and take what the defense gives us. Developing RPOs, not really going any further other than, as I said, we took our base run, we take a quick game pass, merge them together. And the only thing that we do further than that is teach the reasoning behind the reads for our quarterback. What is he going to take? Why is he taking it? The defense is giving us a question. We have the answer to respond to that question and take what they're giving us. Take your quarterback. What, quick game passing route is he the best at? Find a way to incorporate that into an RPO. Combine it with your best favorite run play. Inside run, counter, power, zone, whatever it happens to be. Find a way you can attach quick game and take what the defense gives you. If you're looking to do that sort of thing. Obviously, if you're not, no worries there. But yeah, we use our simple terms. We actually merge the run and pass terminology. Again, it keeps our rules and teaching all the same. Receivers work on receiver stuff and their routes and their blocking and everything for the RPOs in the individuals. And same thing with the O line. Nothing changes. Quarterbacks work the reads, they work their throws, the pull and throw, the pull and run. They work it all, and we combine it all together. And we teach the in-depth reasoning in more detail than anything for the quarterback because he has to know. He's the one that has to make the decision in the end. But again, nothing changes per position. It's just combining the run and the pass. Okay, some more quarterback decisions. I already said this before, but something I tell our quarterback all the time is the defense is giving us questions. we have the answers. And that's not a new saying or phrase at all by any means, just something we continue to say. Stolen from everybody. But anyway, pre-snap reads, here's how we read it. BDL. So we're looking at all of the above. BDL, box, depth, leverage. So some of the questions that we're asking, do we have a box count advantage? What is the depth and leverage of our read keys? Is the pre-snap gift available? Typically in that order, we're looking at the box first. We're still reading our read keys, getting through our entire pre-snap scan, and then is the pre-snap gift available? Because if it is, then we want to take that as much as possible, if not every time. If they're going to continue to give it to us, why not take it? Again, getting our athletes in space on the edge and able to attack in a one-on-one scenario or potentially two-on-one, or depending on what the situation happens to be. Then our post-snap reads. If we don't like our pre-snap, we always have a post-snap read no matter what. Our pull and pass defenders vary depending upon the play, DN, linebacker, DB. But post snap, is the pull key going to tackle my running back? If yes, I'm going to pull and replace the pull key, quarterback running. Now I'm going to attack outside, read the pass key. Is he committing to the quarterback? If yes, then I'm going to pass the ball. I'm going to replace him with the pass. If not, if he stays over the receiver on the RPO pass, then I'm going to run and replace him in the run game. That would be our base RPOs, and we'll get into those. So speaking of those, we have our bubble and our now screens. Those are the quick game key screens that are attached to our primary runs, which is the ones we'll look at today. So our main runs we'll look at are zone and counter. So inside zone and then a gap scheme counter run play for us. So starting with the bubble RPOs. So the first play we're going to look at here is zone bubble. So we have a 3-3 stack look on the inside. So the box count is not in our favor. The depth and leverage of our read keys is next. So we have our read key in the passing game on the one-man bubble screen is playing pretty far off, probably around 10 yards. So it depends on the week, the game plan scout of how good the DBs are, and what our true hard deck for that week is going to be changes. But in this case, 10 yards is plenty of space for any of our athletes on the edge. So this should be a pre-snap pull and throw, abort the run and throw, but we do not do that. This is second game of the year. New system, new coach, first year coach, sophomore quarterback, second start of his career. And so in this case, his pre snap gift is there, but he doesn't take it. So he's going to go to his post snap read, which is backside email on our inside zone run scheme. Okay, so we have inside zone to the right here, reading backside email. Again, we don't have numbers in the box. Quarterback knows that. So he reads backside email. He crashes the tackle running back, does a great job pulling and replacing. Now, when he gets to this point, he's attacking outside. Remember, here's his pass key defender. If he commits to quarterback, he's supposed to replace with the pass. Again, modern triple option. In this case, when in doubt, we always tell him, run the ball. When in doubt, run. You're an athlete in space, make a play. So in this case, again, he must have been in doubt. So he takes off running. And we'll take a nice 7-8 yard gain. The other thing about when in doubt is, again, we'd rather him make a play in space, get us 5, 6-ish yards, if not more, than throw an incomplete pass or something worse. Okay, same play, inside zone with a bubble screen on the backside from our number one, going through our pre-snap scan and reads. We have box. Let me get them out of the way. Box. So with the motion, they pulled two guys out of the box. So now we have a five-man box. Then our depth and leverage of the read key is about 5 yards. So depending on what we game planned for that week, we don't necessarily like the pre-snap gift here. Again, the quarterback you can see doesn't take the gift, but post-snap reads backside in on the inside zone. DN comes up the field, so he gives it off on inside zone. We get a great cutback, an explosive run on the first play of the game. Again, two guys bump out. Pre-snap gift is there, but I'm not going to go into detail of what our hard deck level was for each game, but it's game plan dependent. If they're under a certain yardage depth leverage, we know if we're going to attack or take that pre-snap gift. In this case, we don't take it, and we go to our post-snap read, make the correct read, and get an explosive play on a cutback. Okay, next clip. Now we're in a twin set, and we're running inside zone left with a bubble screen again, but now from our number two with an additional blocker on the edge. So pre-snap gift, we can see we have numbers and leverage to the play side flat for the bubble. We have 2-on-1. There is no defender other than the corner under, I guess he's kind of right at 6, I guess you could say. But there's nobody else here. The safety is out of the picture. We have 2-on-1, and we'll take that all the time. This should be a pre-snap gift take every time. So we abort the run, throw the pass on the bubble, not the best pass, but it's a completion, and we take it to the house. So again, not the greatest pass, but the goal is here. Look at this. I mean, we got 2-on-1, and we have plenty of space. We got the ball in a 2-on-1 situation here on the edge. Less defenders out there, an athlete with the ball in space as quickly as possible, and letting him make a play. Had he not liked the pre-snap gift, our post-snap read, that backside end kind of just sits there. We would have had to give up the middle with a five-man box, 4-on-4 with not reading backside email, so two linebackers inside, two play side defensive linemen. We would have had 4-on-4. When we get into box count, if it's a 2-on-2 scenario out there, then we're looking at it all of it. So if it was 2-on-2 and they're well under the hard deck of what our pre-snap scan and read is for the hard deck to take the pre-snap gift that week, then we would go to our box count and really count the numbers and use it in our advantage. In this case, they gave us the pre-snap gift, so we have to take it, especially a 2-on-1 scenario. Again, we didn't do it perfect all year. That's the thing about first year in any system. It's never going to be perfect the first time. So looking forward to expanding upon it and getting better going into the second year. Okay, another clip here. So again, now a 3-3 stack looking team. Pre-snap gift. Again, now we have 2-on-0. If we're looking at under 7 yards to the play side flat, we have 2-on-0. This is an automatic pre-snap gift. Take what they're giving us. And I know the down and distance is third down and 11, third down and 12. But again, getting the ball on the edge to our athlete in space and letting him make a play. Getting it away from where the majority of their defense is, especially in a 3-3 stack defense. Where's the strength of it? Obviously to the interior. So here's we take the pre-snap gift, get the ball out on the edge. Not the best block on the edge, but our number one gets a just enough piece of this guy to make him go underneath the block and sealing off the edge for a one-on-one situation. If we ever get our receivers, our running backs in a one-on-one situation with the DB, that's exactly what we want. And in this case, we pick up a nice 10, 11 yard gain. Okay, now looking at it again. That 3-3 stack, again, we did not have the box count advantage by any means. So the inside run was probably unlikely to be effective anyways. But again, that's why we have all of our options. We have a pre-snap gift, we have our post-snap read, and then we have multiple options within it to hopefully find one of the three. Okay, another clip here. Now we have changed schemes. We ran gap scheme. I guess that last clip we did as well. But in this case, not a 3-3. It kind of looks like a 3-3. It's a 3-2. And this corner being walked down in the box almost looks like a third linebacker in a 3-3. Let's walk through it. Okay, in this case, backside in and linebacker are stunting, and or maybe they aren't, but it sure appears like it where the backside in is forcing the pole and they have a replacer. with that play side linebacker looping to take the quarterback. And in this case, they did a great job. They took the dive, they took the quarterback, but they didn't take our pass key or our bubble man, which is our third option here in this case. Again, modern triple option, getting people the ball in space on the edge. So let's go through his reads. Pre-snap, we've got 2-on-2. We don't like it necessarily because these guys are within 4 or 5 yards. For this particular bubble RPO, pre-snap gift ain't there. Again, this isn't the only RPO we run, but it was one of the most basic in year one. But anyway, pre-snap gift, we have 2/2. So we don't like the pre-snap gift. So we go to our post-snap read, which is backside in. He crashes and he's going to tackle the running back. In fact, he does. So it's a perfect pull. And even if they have a replacer like this, again, when in doubt, run the ball. Our quarterback is an athlete in space. If he makes one guy miss, this might be a touchdown run by himself. But in this case, he sees the bubble defender, the safety in the middle of the field, is still in the middle of the field. With his eyes up, we have 2-on-1 to the flat. So our post snap becomes a 2-on-1 to the flat. We pull and run and throw to the bubble for a great play here on first down near the red zone. And an easy 8-yard gain. Again, getting the ball in space or on the edge in our athlete's hands, letting them make a play. Okay, switching to now RPOs, which is the only other really base RPO that we really focused on this year. So in this case, we have a zone now screen. We have a 5-man box. We have a 5-man line this time. We're not reading backside in, so it's advantage us, 5-on-4. Out here, we have a now screen. One step being ready to catch the ball immediately right now at the line and make a play. Go make a guy miss. We have a one-on-one scenario, but in this case, this guy is pressing at the line, sitting in this flat, so we don't like the pre-snap gift. There's not enough space here to take this now screen right here on the edge. So we're going to read our post-snap defender, backside in, with our zone scheme, inside zone right. Okay, they're blitzing the play side linebacker there, but it doesn't matter. He blitzes into our zone scheme. Guard is accounting for him anyways. Backside in, comes up the field, kind of sits, so it's a great give and a great cutback by our running back. If only our backside tight end would have continued his path up to the safety a little sooner, maybe that went a little further. But nonetheless, great inside run, explosive run to the inside, and our second option on the play because our now screen pre-snap gift is not there. Backside in sits, we give. Had he crashed, our quarterback would pull, attack outside, reading the pass key. If he would commit, he could dump it to number 5 here for our third option in the triple option on this zone now screen. Zone now RPO. Okay, moving on. Okay, here's another zone now screen. Again, different game early in the season, second game of the year. Again, a sophomore, second start of his career. Not necessarily making the best pre-snap gift reads, because here on this pre-snap gift, you can't see it right now, but it's 4th down and 1. This should be an automatic pre-snap gift. This guy's 10 yards off, giving us 10 yards of free space on our now screen. Downset hut, we should have snapped it, thrown the ball out here, gotten a yard. Again, creating a one-on-one scenario with plenty of space for our athlete to make a guy miss and make a play. But we don't take the pre-snap gift, so we go to our post-snap. So post-snap, reading backside in, again, same zone scheme that you just saw before. 4th down and 1, what are they expecting? Probably run up the middle. At this point, obviously, they have 6 guys in the box. Looks like they're blitzing, so they're expecting to run up the middle. And they do blitz. But we pull and attack outside and still hit this for a first down, even though we only pick up 2 or 3 yards. We only needed 1. So I put some poor executed plays and RPOs on here as well because just showing you that, okay, the first option wasn't there, second option wasn't there. Luckily, our third one was there, even though we should have taken it with our pre-snap gift. We didn't. We still make a play out of nothing and get a first down. We have multiple options. And that is the gist of the film, getting into repping RPOs and practicing it. Our main drill that you can see below in my diagram is our Indy quick decision drill. It'll be a group period with quarterbacks and running backs, and myself as the coach. I will be the pull key. We'll have some managers as our wide receiver or pass key. If you have a ton of kids in this session, you can have your players be a part of that and then just rotate through. We've done that at times as well, but it's a split second decision making and execution drill where they are truly reading. They're reading me. He's got to make a pull or give read. And if I crash and force the pull, he has to attack outside and throw on the run to the manager. So it's just quarterback, running back. Obviously, you could combine this with your receivers as well. And it simulates the exact play. So crash. If we crash, we pull and attack outside. Now we read the second defender manager. If he stays on his man, he just runs. If he commits to me, I replace with the pass. Very, very simple. Our other RPO drill isn't really even a drill, it's just our team offensive series. That was probably the biggest time and rep period that we had was our team, what we called grinder series, where we have 2 to 3 huddles rotating each side with offenses and defenses ready each time, and we just basically run down the field. So our first team offense will run a play against one defense, and then we'll hand signal or we'll one word play call the up tempo play for the team to take that play after they just executed it and go down to the next defense and execute and run the same thing, if not a new play. But 8-on-8 pre and post snap situations that simulate game speed. So here's some film. Whenever I found out I was speaking, I had our guys record themselves walking through this Indy quick decision drill. And it's not the best film, but I thought, well, it'll work for purposes that I'm going to use for presenting on YouTube. So you can see we have our end bites down, so the quarterback pulls and attacks outside. He's supposed to have his eyes up more, but as soon as this pass key commits to me, I throw outside as well. So very, very, very simple drill. Now your running back, in the drill, the running back, whether he gets the ball or not, is supposed to continue his path. If he's not getting the ball, he's supposed to sell it like he has it. If he gets the ball, obviously he's going to run. We'll put some bags and do some read the block where he has to make a cut and read after he gets the ball as well. There you go. There's the Indy quick decision drill clip. And then here would be our grinder series. So we have an offense, our first team group of offense here with a defense, and then the next best of the rest defense down there. So here we are. We run our counter bubble play. Backside in is certainly crashing to tackle the running back. So we get a pull action. Now they have a replacer because these guys are stunting. Our JV team will do that quite often. But in this case, if the guy is in his path, taking it away, he's supposed to be an athlete and make a play and just run. And there you go. He did that actually. So on that case, but anyways, as soon as the play is over, we are hustling down to the next huddle, and I'm calling a play on the way down. Okay. And we have a similar play. We have a counter bubble screen out of a different formation. Not the best read here from our third teamers in this case, but nonetheless, you get the gist of the play and you get the gist of the drill. We run the play down here, hustle down, run the next play, and then we hustle back to the first huddle, and we just continue working back and forth down the field. So it's a grinder series, which is simulating our up-tempo situations, and also just getting kids thinking, getting kids executing, towards the end of practice when we're not so fresh, just like in the game is winding down, crunch time, simulating more of a live game scenario. All right, and that's going to wrap up this presentation that I gave. Some final thoughts. If you are going to implement any RPOs, start basic, start simple, add as needed. As I said, you're literally just taking a pass and a run and combining them. So find out what works best for your team, your players. Find a way to attack the defense and make the defense wrong. That's the second part here. Keep your rules consistent. Find a way to make the defense wrong. That is the idea. Find a way. What defenses are you going to see? What defenses do you see every week or most of the time throughout the season in your area and find a way to make them wrong. Adjustments, have answers. Find ways to have answers off of your RPO, or if it's a quick game pass, use your quick game pass with it. I found making my RPOs look similar to our play action pass. Finding a way to make it look the same so it's tougher for the defense to know what is truly going on here. So having answers, being ready to adjust. Then lastly, you guys continue to grow. And if you're on here listening to this, or if you actually got to see me present at the clinics this spring, then you're already doing it. Keep growing, seek new ideas, ask questions, keep trying to always commit to learning and growing. And the last couple things here, take the leap. I know I wasn't really I've only spoken at one clinic prior to this spring, and this spring I spoke at four. So I took the leap and got outside of my comfort zone, got up and spoke publicly about our offense. At the end of the day, we're just talking football, and guys can agree or disagree, but if they learn or look at something in one different way, then it was worth it. It was worth you presenting to them and them listening to you. So take the leap, get out of your comfort zone and continue to grow. And lastly, when you're running RPOs or anything, I encourage everybody to use an iPhone. That's what our kids here on this clip, our kids just one of them popped out an iPhone and recorded it and then sent me all the clips. And then here, our defense coordinator here next to me, Coach Rasby, he's got a drone and either his son or one of our other managers will run it at practice. And it is amazing. You can see everything. You got the best view in the house. So I encourage you guys, if you have a phone or drone or end zone camera or whatever it is, film your practice. Even if it's just team series or even if it's just individual series, but film it because kids, at least ours are, very visual learners and they love watching and seeing themselves. And so they're always reviewing and watching the film. And so that is how you grow and learn and improve by watching yourself and making critiques and learning from your mistakes. So lastly, focus on the timing, review the film, get the consistent reps, and like I said, find ways to film more. And thank you guys for listening. There's all my contact info if there's any questions that you may have, and you can always catch me through Twitter or here in the YouTube comment section as well. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment below or reach out to me on Twitter at 8Man Breakdowns. If you enjoyed the content or you took away anything from it, please click subscribe and check out some of my other videos right here. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in.